Morning.
It's Ashley.
I know.
Okay, hi. Good morning. I'm driving.
Ah, another Zoom and Drive culprit, huh?
I had to go put a lockbox out.
Oh, the joys of assistancing.
It's fabulous.
It is. I'm fortunate enough to not have access to the Supras, so
Oh, I don't either.
I have to stop by random offices and make people open lockboxes for me.
That's exactly what I do.
I was really lucky a couple weeks ago. I stopped in the Camden office and there happened to be someone there.
Hey, sometimes it's not easy to find somebody with access.
Yeah, I was really lucky that Lynn was there because I was like, hey.
So I need a thing.
I already drove all the way here. We'll give it till 9:03 and then we'll get started. Stating group's on. Which one of them is that?
It's Robin.
Ah, dang, Mike was on
Robin.
yesterday. I figured it was him.
Yeah, he was able to get on yesterday. I wasn't able to.
Did you get the link for the meeting that I sent out yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
I've got to go back and check that out. We've got a new agent that's joined our team, Christina, and I sent her the link. We don't even have her set up in Scott Leroy's, onboarding yet. Hoping to have her in ASAP. So
once you get an email that she wants to use for real estate, if she wants to use the KW one or a personal one, just send it to me. That way I can add her to the list so that she gets all those and you don't have to forward them.
All right. Yeah, I'm sure she'll want to use her KW one. I think we sent her paperwork in yesterday. No, day before, Monday.
Okay.
We sent it to Monica. So I don't know who to follow up with on that to see.
I think Amy deals with that more so than anyone.
Okay.
Ashley, I had a question for you. Do you have a list of recommended people to work on things, obviously outside of real estate, but if someone needed a roofer or somebody needed somebody to help install internet?
I have a lot of the people that just our team uses.
Mm-hmm.
I can send those to you.
That would be awesome because I'm trying to generate something like that for our team, but my list is Gerald. Who, by the way, does do internet.
I'll send you some people.
But he will deploy for charter, but that's the extent of the list, and it's not very helpful past that.
Yeah, I'll send you a list.
Thank you. You rock. Have you been using that social media deal?
Which one? Oh, no. It's mine's a little more intricate with as many things that I do, so.
Yeah. That's, as far as Tiffany's team goes, the only thing that I put on there is stuff outside of the regular under contracts and listed, just so that I can remember to do that different post, because if I don't write that down, I won't remember to put that out in the world.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I usually go in once a month or once every other week and schedule those.
See, and it would be intelligent to pre-schedule them, but I'm too lazy.
Well, don't be lazy.
I know. It's a bad habit, man.
I know. Been there, done that. It takes
Right?
a while to get in.
It does. Let's see. We're at 9 o'clock. Gonna move this, close that. Go out of this. Tiffany had to take this call that she got like right as I was signing in, so we're gonna be without her for a little bit. Does anyone need help with like the KW technology so far? Are you running into any issues? Nope. I figured with this group that would be a pretty low area. Ashley, did you reach out to John about PWI?
No, I did not.
I actually ended up getting some samples in yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they did some really awesome engraving on this whistle. I don't know if I can get the camera to show it. Nope. Okay, well, it's really pretty.
I can't see, but send me a picture of it.
I will. The whistle is a keychain, and it was he just put some random stuff in there, not necessarily like real estate related.
Good morning.
Right.
But
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning.
Hi, Ashley. Hi, Staten Group.
Is
This
that
is
Robin?
Staten Group. Is that Robin or is that Mike?
It's Robin.
Hi, Robin.
I seen your husband this morning, Tiffany.
Oh, you did?
He scared me
What was
because I
he
didn't
doing?
recognize him. He was just using the bathroom, but I just didn't know who it was. So I was like, I don't think I want to go in yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll wait for everybody to get on here. We might have a few more jumping on. We are going to do some, hi everyone, group on a call real quick. Okay. So, do you know if Dave is joining us, Elise?
I don't know. I sent a link out to all of our team via text message a minute ago.
Okay. All right.
And
Elise,
then-
do you know how to do breakout rooms on this?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Hang on just a second. Let me Google this.
That's all right. We'll wait. We'll give it a few more minutes for everybody to get on here. I was on an urgent call myself and it took a minute. But what we're going to try to accomplish here today a little bit, guys, is we're going to take turns doing some role play conversations and objection handlers and continually closing. So let's keep that in mind. I'm going to make a note here. We're going to learn how to continually close. We're going to have objection handlers. And I'm hoping, since Jamie was on here, and role play scripts. So while we're waiting, John, you want to try this with me for a minute?
Sure.
Yeah. Hey, we've all been here, so nobody's embarrassed. And I, you know what, I get flustered in these situations sometimes. I'm trying to set an example and I don't come off well. So we'll give it our very best. But what we're going to do is we're going to pretend like I'm calling you, and you can see how I handle the call to you, and then you respond back to me, and then we're going to flip it and let you do that. Okay.
Sure.
There are scripts that I will send you, but right now we're kind of coming from a place of caring on our conversations with people, and but we also want to ask the question, and I kind of have a way to go back to be caring, but yet to slide back into a little bit of business as usual. All right, because real estate is still going, and we need to talk about that, and it's going to be simple. So okay, so here we go. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Calling you, John. Hey, John. Hey, this is Tiffany Survant with Keller Williams Lake of the Ozarks. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Great, great. Are you surviving the Corona COVID that we've got going on here? Everybody in your family healthy?
Everyone is healthy. Yes, they are.
You know, I'm so glad to hear that. You know, at KW, we come from a culture of, we really try to care about our clients and the people that we try to help along the way. And I just, you know, if there's anything I can do for your family through this time, just let us know. We have a lot of resources. We know a lot of people, or if you know somebody that we can help, you know, we've been helping through the school, we've been doing food drives and that kind of thing. So if you know anybody that we can help, you know, and they're in need, hey, get a hold of me and I'll see if I have a resource for them that we can get some help to them. Okay.
Sounds good.
Hey, great, great, great. So you've been in your house. I sold that to you, what, maybe 4 years ago? Is that your anniversary's coming up here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been about 4 years.
Right, 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 right. Are you guys still happy there? Is it meeting all your needs?
Well, we have a growing family, so we're space is getting tight.
Well, you know, this is, the market's crazy right now. We are still working. We have been considered essential, and we've been working through this COVID and Corona thing, and we're trying to get back to a normal. Aren't you? Are you back to work, right?
I am. Well, I'm working from home.
Are you? Great, great. Well, I think that's a new normal, right? And you know what I'm finding out with a lot of my clients is that with this new normal, they're needing a little more space.
Right.
So, you know, have you thought about getting a bigger house at this time?
Actually, we have since I've been working at home. Both of us are working at home, so you know that
Wow,
takes up a lot of
super
space.
cool. Well, let's talk about that. Do you have a minute? We can talk about that.
Sure.
Great. So, in a perfect world, what is it that you and your wife think that you need right now? What would be the perfect house now with our new normal? What could we do for you? What could I look for?
At least one more bedroom. So I guess 4 bedrooms, because one would have to be an office, and then because we do have the den for an office,
Okay.
so we definitely need another room for an office.
Wow. I mean, I'm hearing that so many times these days. They're converting an extra bedroom into an office because you do need the quiet space while you're on the phone. I totally understand that. Do you still need to be in the Camdenton School District?
We would like to, because that's where the boys are.
That's okay, great. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do is, if it's okay with you, I'll set up a search that kind of meets the criteria that you're talking about, that school district. For at least 4 bedrooms. I'll do 4+ bedrooms. Could you give me a price range that you wouldn't want to exceed? What is your price range that you think you're comfortable with?
$350.
$350. Okay. All right. I can do the parameters from like $250 to $350 just to see what's out there. Do
Okay.
4+ bedrooms, Camdenton School District. And then each morning, if something new comes on the market, you'll be able to look through it. And if you like anything, then if you mark next to it, I will see that you have highlighted you like one of those listings, and I'll reach out to you at that time. Or if you see something you like, shoot me a text, give me a call right away, and we'll set up a time. In this market, things are selling quickly. So, and with that in mind, one other thing is when we write a contract, if you're not a cash buyer these days, which I hope you are, but if you're like me, you probably need a loan. If you're interested, I could set you up with a lender and we could do a pre-approval. Because when we submit your offer, we're going to need to submit a pre-approval with that offer, or they won't even look at it because we're getting into multiple offer situations. So would that be of interest to you? I have a guy that can give you a call and do that over the phone, or you can work with your lender, whichever you prefer. What do you think? How do you feel about that?
Oh, that's fine. I mean, we can get up to 3. We can get up
Okay.
to 3, right, without affecting our credit, right?
Wow. Yeah, you're right.
Run 3.
Well, you know, the other thing we have is Keller Mortgage. With Keller Mortgage, it's a, you know, they have 0 fees, closing cost. And sometimes on certain purchases, they are actually giving money back at, you know, to cover closing costs. I'm not the loan officer, so I don't know all about that, but Keller Mortgage is just something that Keller Williams set up to help our clients. It really, from what they tell me, they don't really make a lot of money off of that. It's not a money maker. It's more just to help our clients. So I will get you that info too, so you can reach out to them and get a pre-approval letter. And then, you know, probably this weekend, if you're available, if you see anything, or tomorrow, if you see something today, I'll be glad to meet you tomorrow and we can go look at that. Does that sound like a plan?
Sure.
Great.
Yeah, sounds good.
And before you get off the phone, if any of your neighbors are thinking about selling in the next 30, 60, 90 days, hey, if you'd give them my name, I'd really appreciate it. We work on referrals. And I almost forgot, what else I'm going to do is I'm going to set up comps for your house, because we're going to need to get your house on the market, because I'm sure you're going to want to sell your house if you're going to buy another house. Is that correct?
Yes, we would.
Okay, great. Yeah. So would you be around maybe later this afternoon or tomorrow morning? I could do a quick pop in just to do a walkthrough and see all the additions you've made to the house. I know you put in a new kitchen and you did a bunch of landscaping, and I want to be able to give you true comps as to what your house would sell for.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll be here all day.
That'd be great. Okay. Well, I will probably stop by about 3:15, 3:30. Would that work for you?
Yes.
Great. I'll tell you what too, and I can bring you some possibilities of houses at that time, but I'm not going to stay long. Just going to do a quick walkthrough. Then I'll go back and figure up the comps for your house, and then I will email those to you. I just do a better job at figuring out comps once I've looked at your house. So I will see you about 3:15 to 3:30. Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you, John. All right, guys, that was not perfect. All right, I stumbled, forgot a few things, but that kind of gives you an idea of some of the things that are going on. So now, John,
Yeah, I've never.
you call me.
All right,
You call
hold on. I wouldn't have gotten past 2 sentences. I've never called anybody about the real estate. I've always met them at a display. So I've never.
Gotcha.
Okay. I wouldn't have thought of most of what you said. So I think I need to get a script so I know what, so I do know what to talk about. Because normally I just feed off of what we talk about in person.
Well, let's start out with, and the reason I didn't send you guys scripts, I didn't know who all would be here for the scripts, but the other thing is we are coming from a place of caring first. Start your conversation with, hey, how are you doing? Did you survive? I mean, are you surviving the corona? You know, start with that. Do care calls. And let me give you another example if you're concerned. Let me give you a quick phone call. That was a long phone call. Let me try another one. Okay. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, John, it's Tiffany Survant with Keller Williams. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you, Tiffany?
I am doing great. Our family has survived the corona, and that's why I'm calling you. I'm just checking in on my clients. How are you doing? How's your family through all of this?
We're hunkered down at home. We don't really leave except for the grocery store. We're both working from home. The kids are schooling from home, so we're locked down.
I tell you what. Yeah. I mean, how are you surviving the kids being home? How's that? I mean, seriously, can you get any work done?
I moved my office into the garage.
Oh, wow.
And nailed the door shut. Oh yeah, they don't get to come out.
Sounds to me like you're going to need a bigger house in your future.
That would be nice.
Yeah. Well, that's not what I called you for. I really called to check on you to see how you were doing. But if you think you might be ready for a bigger house, I could do a search for you and see what's available. Would you be of interest? Would that be of interest to you?
Yeah, let's see what's out there. Sure. Definitely.
Great. So, in a perfect world, what would you be looking for? We know more space, right?
More space, definitely. We want to stay in the same school district.
Great.
And
Yeah, so
so,
do you still have 2 kids at home?
yes,
Okay, and is your wife working from home too?
yes,
Wow. So gosh darn it, you need at least 3 bedrooms and then 2 spaces for people to be able to work and, quiet.
Right.
Are you Zooming a lot these days?
yes, yes, all day.
So let me ask you this question. Do you have, what type of internet do you have at your house? Is that going to be of importance to you?
Yes, I'll need to keep high speed, which I think most
Wow,
of it is,
okay.
but I'd rather have it like stay with Charter or AT&T.
Cool. Okay. So, and you still want to be in Camdenton School District. If I set the search up, what price range are you most comfortable with?
275.
Okay, great. Well, I'll set up a search and I'll send that to you. But the other thing is we're going to need to get your house, see what you could get for your house. Right now things are selling in multiple offers. We're getting multiple offers. Things are selling at asking price, over asking price. True story. Somebody this week that I work with wrote a contract for $85,000 over the asking price. Unheard of. And it went through. It's appraised, the whole 9 yards. That's the world we're living in right now. So we may be able to get enough out of your house to move you to a step up from where you're at. Does that sound like a win to you?
Yes, we could use the space, definitely.
Wow. Yeah. Great. Okay. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to shoot you over some information about Keller Mortgage. That's an online service. You can call them. They are great to work with. No fees. It's not something I make any money off of. Of course, you can use your lender, but we'll need a pre-approval if we find something for you, we'll have to submit that with your offer. So, and then if it's okay, would it be all right if I stop by later this afternoon or tomorrow to look at your house and look at the improvements you've made? I stalked you on Facebook, so I see you've done a lot of improvements.
Yeah, I'll be here.
Cool.
I'll be here today and tomorrow.
All right. Well, I will let you know when I'm on my way, probably 3:30 or so, and then I will get you comps as to what your house is worth, and we'll start the process rolling. Hey, and while we're talking about this, the other thing is, if you know anybody else that's thinking about buying or selling over the next 30, 60, or 90 days, and that's why we're not meeting in person, is we're trying to get this economy going again. If you hear of anybody, please, we work off referrals, and I'll be glad to help them. If you'd shoot me the name, I'd appreciate it.
Sure.
Great. Well, we'll talk with you soon. Excuse me, guys. And again, that's why we're not meeting in person, because I keep having this cough. All right. That one didn't go the way I wanted it to go. I wanted to go a different direction with it, but that's okay. You got to hear that script kind of twice. So you want to try it this time, John?
Sure.
Okay, call me.
Ring.
Hi.
Is this Tiffany?
It is. Please excuse me. I've got a cough going on here.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's not COVID, is it?
No, thank goodness. I think it's just allergies, but in today's world, you can't go out in public if you're coughing, because people are going to give you the stink eye.
Right. Well, that's true. Well, this is John. I don't know if you remember me from Keller Williams Lake of the Ozarks.
I do, John. I do. You sold us our house. You were so professional. I tell everybody about you.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I'm calling everyone to see how they're doing, seeing if they need anything through the pandemic. We here at Keller Williams, we try to, we want to make sure everybody's safe and healthy, and if there's anything we can do for them, we do some fundraising and different things like that for schools and kids and food. And so I just wanted to check and see if everything's okay with you.
You know, we're doing really good. We've just been hunkered down at home, and the kids went back to school. Hey, you know what? I probably should have called and thanked you because my kid got a backpack from Keller Williams. And I'm like, this is super, super cool. I mean, it's just in my mind that if I ever get ready to buy again, I was calling KW because my kid, you know, it was unexpected. She just came home with this super nice backpack. It was full of stuff. And I'm like, who does that, you know? So
Yeah,
thank
that's
you.
great.
Whoever did that, tell them thank you.
Well, we like to stay involved in the community. And since we're working, because we are essential, you know, we want to give back because we are
Wow.
part of the
Yeah.
community.
Well, that's really great. Make sure and tell whoever did that we really appreciated it, and we noticed. We just want you to know that we noticed. Camdenton and Lake of the Ozarks is such a great place to live. Everybody's so caring. So, yeah, I
Great.
really, really appreciate it. So,
All right.
I saw
will
some houses
definitely-
on my street sold this week. I noticed in the last month some houses sold on my street. You wouldn't be able to tell me how much they sold for, would you?
Yeah, I can check on that, and I can also set you up to where when something in your neighborhood sells, it will notify you and let you know what it sold for.
You can do that? Really?
Oh yeah, sure.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know. That would
set
be
you up
really
on an
cool.
automatic email.
I mean, it was like a train through their house that day that they had these open houses.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, people had masks on, but it was like so many people, and then their house was sold the next day. It was like there was a sold sign on it.
Yeah, the market's crazy. A lot of them aren't even making it to the MLS. And they're just multiple offers. You know, more than the asking price. It's a crazy market right now.
Wow, I don't know. We've
Well,
talked about it, but I don't know where we would go. I mean, that's just the thing. It just doesn't seem like there's any, you know, I'm looking on Zillow, but it doesn't look like there's a lot out there.
Right. Well, we can set you up to where you can get what you need if you want it. If you need to go larger, if you want to downsize, however you want to do it. If you want to stay in Camdenton or move somewhere else on the lake, we can set you up for whatever criteria, and then you'll get automatic emails when something new comes on the MLS.
Well, here's the deal. I mean, I would love to have a bigger house. I'd love to have a finished basement with a walkout. Of course, I want to be able to see the lake. I just don't know what I can afford. You know, we've been here a little bit, and you know, we've continued to work through this process. We're working at home, but I mean, I don't even know what we'd qualify for.
Well, we can qualify that. We can get you set up with a lender, or you can go through Keller Williams Mortgage. So we can get that all set up for you, and we can take a look and start with that, and then go from there.
Well, that's kind of interesting. I mean, I guess it wouldn't hurt for me to check it out. I mean, and you know, if you want to send me what's available, I want to stay in Camdenton. I need 4 bedrooms. I have to have. Don't send me anything that does not have internet connection. I don't want a satellite internet. So whatever you have to do to make that happen. So those are real important to me. And we don't ever want to do a septic again. We want public sewer, public water.
Sure.
So those are my husband's must-haves.
Okay.
So you remember him, he's a stickler about the internet. So those would be of importance to me.
Okay. All right. Public
Okay.
sewer, public water, high-speed internet, no satellite. Okay. You can do
Yeah.
that. HOA fees, you want to be in town, you want to be on the lake, right?
I want to see the lake. I want to be able to see the lake, but I want internet. And I want to be on public sewer, public water.
Right.
And
Okay.
yeah, that's kind of my must-haves. And I don't want the house to smell musty. I want it to, I prefer newer. But, like I say, I don't really know how much I qualify for. And I guess I can reach out to your guy and figure that out, and then I'll let you know. But I mean, it wouldn't hurt to see, what mine's worth and what I could do if something was out there. In a perfect world, we'd consider it.
Right. Yeah, we can do comps on yours. We can do a criteria search on what you need, and then we can have you meet with a mortgage lender and let them pre-qualify you.
Great. Well, that sounds really good. That sounds really good.
And I guess we would have to put your house on the market too. So I can, if you're available, I'd like to stop by in the next day or so.
Well, if you don't mind coming through, that's fine. We're living in our house. We are totally living in our house. So if you'll be able to overlook everything, come on over.
Yeah, it's not.
We're here.
It's not how you keep your house. It's what your house is that I'm looking at. So.
Okay. Well,
I can overlook all the clothes and everything on the floor.
Well, there's plenty of that. So keep that in mind when you come over.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll give you a call this afternoon, and I'll set up
Okay.
a time I can come by, and I'll have some comps for you for your house, and then also a list of what I've found so far.
Great. All right. We'll be here. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
Good job. Good job. It wasn't that hard, was it?
No, I wrote down some key points, some bullet points. So, yeah.
Who's next? Who's the next victim here? Dave. You there, Dave? I see your
I
name.
put everybody to sleep.
No, you didn't.
I vote Robin.
Robin's good at this. Robin
I
will
want
be
to hear
good.
the pros go at it.
Okay, so we have some messages here. It says, put in command. Command will remind you a week before to get card the day of the call. Sorry about the shouty capitals. That was Elise. To spotlight the purchase anniversaries, make sure to put on your calendar as a yearly event and set a week reminder as an email. Also share it on Facebook and will come through your Facebook memories. I call it the double tap, so you get the reoccurring clientele and they don't. I love that idea, Ashley. That is a great idea because it will pop up in your memories and then you can resubmit it. Something else I'm doing is I have a service called AM Cards that I use. So we go grab a picture from their Facebook page. Whenever they have a life event, I copy it. If somebody has a baby, somebody has a kid graduate, I go grab a picture, I take it and put it on a blank card on AM Cards, and then I send them a congratulations. It is somewhat stalking their Facebook page, but this is the deal. On the back of that card is your information. If you're sending them a picture of their baby, I'm not throwing away a picture of my baby. I remember one time years and years ago, my oldest daughter's 37. I'm at Sears getting baby pictures done. And I had no money. So I was just doing the basic package. But they were taking down those pictures and tearing them up because I couldn't afford to buy those. And I can promise you, if you send these people a card with a life memory of one of their children on it, they are not throwing that away. When they're ready to sell, they're like, what was that guy's name? What was that? I mean, you should be keeping in contact with them. But if you haven't been, they might have that card and they could pull that card out. I mean, I had a person, I give away a gift, Cutco gifts sometimes, and it's got my information engraved on it. And a couple months ago, one of my clients sent me a picture of her pizza cutter, which she's been in that house 4 years. She goes, this is still my favorite pizza cutter. It's got my name on it. All right, so brand yourself. So besides our scripts, we're talking, let's brand yourself, and doing these reminders is a great thing. All right, Dave, are you ready? Yes, no? Who else is ready? Who wants to do this? Christina. Can anybody hear me? I know John can hear me. Dave, are you there? Ashley? Starting to wonder if anybody can hear me. I'm new and just observing. Okay, Christina, that's fine. You can observe. AM card, just let's work in the long run. What was that you said you used? Okay. I'm going to call with the title. Oh, Robin's on a call, still trying to listen. Yes, work in the long run. What was, yes, less work in the long run. What was it that you said you used? Oh, AM cards, you told her that. I'm new and just observing. Thanks, I'm not an agent. Oh, yeah, Ashley, I knew that. Is Jamie in there? Where's Jamie?
She's putting a lot
I don't know what's
out on a property. She's not with him.
Oh, okay. So, Elise, text Dave and see if he can hear us.
Okay.
All right. So, John, let me try this again with you until we can get Dave. Mark, who is going to be on our call today, is shadowing with Rick today. So he is learning corporate sales. So one of the things that Mark's learning today, Mark Easley, is constantly closing. So when you guys go on showings, one of the things I want you to keep in mind, and I don't know why it took me a long time to learn this, but it did. And I'm embarrassed to say how long it took me to learn this, guys. I'm gonna be really transparent here. So I was probably a realtor 28 years, and this is what I would do. And I was a successful real estate agent, okay? I mean, I was developing subdivisions, I was selling houses. So if I admit this to you, then you know it's a thing that people do.
David said that he can listen, but he can't join in.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so this is something I did, guys, and it's so true. I didn't close my deal. I would drive these people around. I would show them properties and not ask the question because I didn't want to make them feel uncomfortable. I didn't want to be that pushy salesman. That's what I am. I'm a salesperson. Why was I not closing the deal? You need to constantly be closing when you are with a client. What is it? You're walking through a house. What is it that you like about this one? I know you told me you wanted 4 bedrooms. This one has 5 and it has 2 baths. How do you feel about this one? Get an answer while you're in that house. Do they like it? They don't like it. Do they want to write an offer on that one? On our list, we are looking at 5 today, and this is house number 2. Where is this house? Is this a house that you would consider, not consider? All right. Each house, have them rate it. Rate that house. Because otherwise you don't know. You're just a tour guide otherwise. I was a tour guide. And I was spending time away from my children and away from my home. And back then you were putting them in your car. And back then sometimes people smoked. And I'm dealing with all this stuff. And I wasn't even closing the deal. People just, they had to tell me they wanted to buy a house because I didn't want to bother them. I don't want to be that pushy salesperson. How stupid was I? I mean, that was just so dumb. Now, when we go through a house, I'm constantly closing. When I go out that door, they're going to give me an answer. You like it? You don't like it? Where are we at with this house? Is this house 1, 2, 3, or 5? With number 1 being the best, 5, or it's not even on my list. I want that answer, guys. You have to get that answer because otherwise you are a tour guide and you've got better things to do than be a tour guide. If you're going to be a tour guide, go to Hollywood and drive people around and then meet the stars. Otherwise, do your job. You are a salesperson. You don't want to be a pushy salesperson, but you want to find them what they told you they wanted. So prior to meeting with them, the properties you show them are going to meet that criteria of what they wanted to see. Don't drive them around to properties that are not what you're hearing them say. I'll give you an example. I have a client that the perfect house for them is in Climax Springs. They don't want to be in Climax Springs, but I'm telling you the perfect house, everything that they're telling me they want other than being 15 minutes from all the restaurants, is in Climax Springs. I've been very transparent with them. I'm like, guys, we're not finding you what you want. There is a house in Climax Springs that checks all your boxes and then some. You're going to have to drive 30 minutes to get to the restaurant. So is this a consideration for you? Now, that is the exception to the rule, okay? I had that conversation with them in advance. I said, it has everything you want other than location. And location is your number one thing. But if you want to have that kind of conversation with somebody and ask permission before you take them to that otherwise take them to the houses that meet their criteria. And then when they start changing their criteria, you stop. Stop wherever you're at. When they start to change this criteria, oh, wait, okay, so you want me to add on that you need a 3-car garage, because each garage we've gone to, even though it's 2-car, you've been telling me it's too small. So you need a extremely oversized or tandem or 3-car garage. Oh yeah, definitely have to have it. These aren't going to work. These aren't going to work. Then you have to back a trolley up, start all over again. And something else you might want to do at that point is this. Guys, the other 2 that are on our list today, I know you're not going to like, because it's like a 1.5 garage. It has everything else, and then let them make the decision if they want to continue on, because otherwise, it's not going to meet their criteria. You're going to spend another 2 hours. Let's go back to the office and let's go through a search together if you want to do that, or you want to set up a time to get back together the next day. But you want to show that you're professional and that you heard what they said to you. I heard you tell me that these garages were too small, and I know everything else on the rest of our list has got a small garage, because you guys need to be previewing houses. You need to preview 5 to 10 houses per week. And I know they're flying off the shelf right now. It's kind of hard to do that. But go know the condo complexes. Know your way around. If you get into a condo complex and you don't know where the pool's at, do you look like the professional? You do not look like the professional then. You do not. I started working at the lake 2 years ago, was not familiar with the lake. So I had to do my homework. Spent a lot of time driving around, pulling in, walking down to the docks, walking to the pools, so that I didn't look like a fool when I got there and I'm supposed to be the professional. You get paid well for your job. So we need to know our job well. We need to know contracts, we need to know our paperwork, and we need to be professional. And knowing the properties and complexes we're selling is part of being professional. So you have to do your work.
I was working with somebody yesterday who's a newer agent, and I think I kind of like blew their mind with how much thought I put into just sending a DocuSign, because even when I send a DocuSign document, there's like half of a letter attached to it. It doesn't just say, hey, sign this. It says, dear so-and-so. I purposefully put their name in there. I structure it like a letter. It includes the title of every single document that they're signing. And instead of just saying, hey, sign this, I say, please review and sign it, just because that sounds more pleasant and doesn't sound so commanding. Like they do still have a choice. And I always thank them at the bottom of it, just because when they're spending this much money, I mean, we're messing with people's biggest investments, and they're going to be nervous if you give them a little bit of reassurance, like they have a choice in it, then it, it just makes it a more pleasant experience. When they're signing contracts, they get nervous.
Hey guys, I'm going to tell you something else too. We live in an instantaneous world. We do. Instant gratification. People want it now. They want answers now. When your phone rings, I mean, your job is to answer your phone. Your job is to respond. And when you're working with a client and you're going through going through contracts, where we've already gone through inspections, your phone rings or they text you, respond to them as quickly as you possibly can. Even if you have nothing to say and they text you, we're on track. Thanks for reaching out, Rod. We're on track. True story. Max isn't on here, so I'll share the story, but he wouldn't care if I did anyways. He's young, he's learning, he's my son, so I can share this story. He's been an agent now for 2 years. he's working with a client that's is difficult to say the least. But Max had found him the property, wrote the contract, was closed, was set to close, had been through inspections. We were done. I mean, once we get the, you know, we're waiting on our appraisal and we've been through inspections, there's really nothing else for us to tell that client. Well, this client, even though he was 50 years old, hadn't bought a lot of property. So, you know, 2.5 weeks in, he's no longer talking to Max every single day, multiple times. And I was copied on everything. So I knew what was going on and I knew this guy. So I was copied on everything. And Max is like, he keeps texting me. I said, well, Max, just say we're on track. Everything looks good. We're on track. Well, Max, he was just like, I don't have anything else to say to him. Well, after a week and a half of Max not having anything to say to him, Rod calls me and says, Max is inexperienced. I don't want to work with him anymore. I want you to handle it. And that's part of the reason we're doing this training, because everybody wants me to handle it. No, you guys, we're going to get you so trained that they want you to handle it. They don't want me to handle it, because that's what I want. I don't want to go on showings. I don't want to go on this stuff. I want to train you guys to be so successful that they're like, they want you. They're asking for John. They're asking for Dave. They're asking for Christina. They're asking for everybody. They're asking for Elise. They're not asking for me. And I want you guys to have that kind of confidence within yourself. So Rod was like, I don't want to work with Max anymore. He doesn't have enough experience. I'm like, Rod, he got you to the, I said, I understand, and I will be glad to take care of it. I said, but I've been copied on everything, Rod. There's really nothing else for us to tell you right now. He goes, well, this is the largest, you know, expense that, you know, it may be a small deal to you. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. I said, Rod, my favorite clients in the world are first-time home buyers. So that's my favorite clients. Luxury is my least favorite client. Said working with people that are in this price range are my favorite clients, and that's the truth. And I said, there was nothing else to tell you right now, because you've been through inspections, we've been through the appraisal phase, or we're waiting on the appraisal to come back. Everything's good. You're good. There's nothing else for us to tell you. You're really, really good. There's nothing to do. Well, he just wasn't responding to me. I say all that to say this, guys. We get paid well for what we do. Respond to the people, even if there's nothing else to say to them. To say, put your mind at ease. We're good. Everything's great. You can start picking out curtains. You can start picking out, you know, I've spoke to your lender. We're on track. Reassure them, because that's really what they're wanting from you, is reassurance, and that comes with experience. Did you have something to add, Elise?
Well, I was just going to say, you know, the particular part of that, when that all happened, we were still waiting on earnest money to even arrive. It really hadn't even got started, so there wasn't much to tell about where we were in the process. And
yeah,
if you can deflect that in some way, everyone likes to talk about themselves. Give them a short and sweet answer and say, hey, you know, how are you doing? And focus on them. They will think that you paid the utmost attention to the transaction. You didn't have to come up with much to say about it, and they still feel like they're the center of your attention. And that's really all they want.
Yeah, I agree with you. I forgot about that too. The client had not sent the earnest money in, so they were embarrassed about that more than anything. So that, of course, became Max's fault that he forgot to send that in, which I was copied on those messages, and I had even told Rod where, and this is interesting. I know Rod knew to get that money to the title company, because he said, oh, it's next to the jail in Lincoln County. He goes, I know where that's at, because he's a police officer. He said, I know where that's at. I'll just drop it by there. Well, you know, he forgot. So, and that's no big deal. That's no big deal. We were just getting sent. Then it's like, you got to get it there. So he was embarrassed by that. But, you know, mainly it's the responding to a client. There's nothing else to do, you know, and if you have an admin that keeps you on track with, you know, what needs to happen. I just had a client that hadn't sent their earnest money in, and you ask them to overnight it, and what do? They put it in the mail. So that's another thing, guys. Hey, new agents, let's talk about that for a second. So a deal is accepted. Do I want you to take a check from them when you write that contract? No, I do not want you to ever take checks from your clients. That used to be the way we do it. All right. But then guess what? If the deal falls through, they want their check back. I want my check back, and I want it right back, you know, and they live in Nebraska. So you're looking at overnighting it back to them. This is how you handle this. On the contract, it clearly states the address. Have the conversation. If this contract's accepted within the next 3 to 5 days, this earnest money needs to be at the title company. When we get it accepted, the next day I need you to overnight this, and the address is on that front page. They will forget. Then you take a picture of it like I did last night, highlight it, send it to them, and then they will put it in the mail the next day. Whatever, it's on its way. All right, but don't take checks. And I'm going to tell you something else. I lost a check one time because when you're handling 3 or 4 contracts, which you eventually will, it's like, and you're out on showings and you put it in a folder, and I found it later, but it's like, oh my gosh, you don't want to do that. Okay. You just have them get it to the title company. That could be their responsibility to get it to the title company. There are ways to wire the funds to the title companies. I haven't done that a lot yet, but I have had clients ask me about that, and we are way behind at the lake on that. Because on East and West Coast, they are doing that wire transfer for their earnest money.
So maybe that's something that we can push for and start requesting from the title companies. And then, you know, if that's something that our clients are requesting, then to me, that's something that we need to be getting situated. And maybe we can give the title companies a heads up. Hey, our clients are asking for this. Is there a way you can just give me a set of instructions that's set for this?
I will tell you how you guys can find that, where to do that. When you open your MLS, one of the boxes, it talks about e-money exchange or e-transfer funds, something along those lines. So go to the home page. Well, the page before this, Elise, the one that shows you have the choice of going to, let's see if I can find it on there. You know the page before this, Elise, that you check which one you want to go into? Hold on
I
a
think
second.
that only happens on your St. Louis MLS.
I thought I heard somebody. It was Max. I was like, who's coming to my house? All right, let me switch it back to me, and I'll show you guys where this is at, okay? And I'm going to share my screen.
Christina said, very helpful, Tiffany.
Oh, good, good. I'm glad. I hope so. Okay, I'm gonna.
Christina, as soon as you get your KW email, Robin's going to send it to me so that I can make sure that you get invited to all of our trainings, because we invite everyone via email to those.
No, dang it. All right. Let's see if I can find it here for you guys. It didn't take me to the page I wanted to see. Oh, here it is. Maybe this is it. No, it's doing something here. Can you guys see this?
No.
No?
No. I did
No
make
or
it
yes?
I see Elise.
Okay. Let me go back here. All right. Share screen. Okay, I'm gonna log in now. This is, I couldn't, on the Lake one, it wouldn't let me go to my home page, but I'll show you what it looks like, and you just look for it in our MLS at the lake, or Google it. But this is a way for our clients to wire their funds. Max, will you log in so that you can do some scripts? See this trust fund thing? Can you guys see that? Are you seeing it? This right here, trust funds, that's electronic earnest money, simple and secure. So Google that, trust funds, earnest money made easy. That is something that we can do. Let me go back here now. I'm gonna stop share. All right. Something else I'd like to show you guys, and I don't know that I have I showed you distressed properties, John?
No. No, but I'd like
Okay.
to be able to look.
Okay. I'm gonna share my screen again. Go to this, share, and
Because I'd like to get to the point to where I can buy one and
yeah.
flip it, rehab it, or whatever. Or rent
Well,
it,
this is a way to
live
look
in
for
it.
listings. This is a way to look for listings. So you go to RPR, go to on Matrix. Let me show you what it looks like here.
RPR,
See
yeah.
this RPR link? Can you guys see this RPR link?
I have it at a,
Okay.
I got it on an app.
This
It was,
is another little trick.
Through Bagnell Dam, or through our board.
Yeah, no, it is. It is exact. Our board provides this, but a lot of people don't know that we have this.
Is it the same
So-
login as your Matrix login?
Yeah, this is what
Yeah,
this is what I asked you if I needed to sign up for, and you said do it. Cool.
yeah. Oh, why is my login failing? It's making me reset my password. Let me go to my other one, okay? I might not have to do that. Let me go to my other here. No.
Oh, I see where it says distressed properties. 0 right now.
Yeah, you can change that though to different areas.
Right, I see that, yeah.
So change the areas, and then what that is attorneys have sent out letters to people saying they're going to foreclose on them. And it's a court filed, and it's at the courthouse. So they used to, years ago, believe it or not, guys, they called this the poop sheet. It came out every month, and it would list all the distressed properties. Attorney had filed paperwork, okay? And that's how, then you send them a letter saying, hey, I pulled comps for your house. So this is what I'm typing in. Your house would be worth X, Y, Z. I have buyers that are looking for properties similar to yours. When would be a good time to come by and talk to you?
Ah, okay.
And it would be great. You know, we don't want to take advantage of their hardship going through that, but if we can save them from having a foreclosure, if they have a foreclosure, they can't buy a house for at least 7 years. So although we hate that they have to move, we might be able to save them from losing everything too.
Right.
So you just gear your letter in that way, or you can go knock on their door if you're that brave. But so new distress.
Share us some stories about knocking on their doors, Tiffany.
I've done it.
Have you?
You know, most of the time people are really like, yeah, my husband lost his job. And, you know, like here, I'm not here to judge that situation. I'm here just, if I can be of service to you, how can I help you during that time? Then I try to address some of their other needs, you know, through church, give them some names. But okay, so part of the issues we're going to have at the lake, guys, is they are a closed county right now. They don't even report how much a house sold for. But if you do outlying areas where that do report, example, St. Peter's, here's one for 89,000, 89.9. Here's one for 399, 319.9. You know, that's what it was listed before. Foreclosure pending as of 8/17/2020. You know, then it'll tell you if that one's like, this one's active under contract, pre-foreclosure. So you have to do a little research on it, but that is a resource for you. Let me go back. For you to play around with a little bit. Max, can you get logged in to the Zoom? Okay. All right. I want to do another script with you, John, since you're the one playing ball with me right now.
Sure.
I'm going to stop my screen share. Stop share. All right. Okay, so I want to do another care call. I'm going to pretend like I'm calling you. All right.
Sure.
So ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, John. This is Tiffany Survant with Keller Williams. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing great. We, you know, at KW, our culture is that we care about people. So I just wanted to reach out and, you know, see how your family's doing through all this, and the kids got back to school all right. And is there anything I can do for you?
No, I don't think so. I think this is where you're going with it, but our house is, we're actually being foreclosed on. So is that where you're going with it?
I wasn't, but we'll go that way.
Okay.
Wow. Oh man, I am so sorry to hear that. You know, life happens.
Yeah.
It's happened to
I've
all
been out
of
of
us.
work since March.
Oh wow. Man, I feel for you. What is it that you do for a living?
Work at a restaurant.
Okay. Wow. Well, I know some people. Let me check around. Is that right? If I have those people reach out to you?
Sure.
I know. Great. What is it that you did at the restaurant?
I was a cook. I was a chef, and then
Wow.
they didn't reopen.
You know, a lot of my restaurant friends are trying to get going again, and Max, up the volume. And they're looking for people like you. So if at all possible, I might have a connection for you. You need to shut yours off so that somehow. All right, there we go. And I don't know if it'll work out or not, but if you're okay, open to the phone call, I'll reach out to my people and have them give you a call. Would that be all right?
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I'd do anything. I'd work at McDonald's right now if they'd hire me. But yeah, no, that'd be great.
You may tell people Wendy's is hiring at $13 an hour. I'm for starting shifts. Like that's more than I made at the front desk.
Yeah, that's true. They do, don't
So,
they? Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. Yeah.
Well, okay. So, you know,
But,
hey,
yeah,
I know that this is a rough time for your family and everything, but I'd hate to see you get a foreclosure, because then it's going to hurt you trying to buy another house. You know, I think it's like you've got to wait like 7 years. Have you thought about putting it on the market?
Well, I don't know what to do. I don't know. I've been talking with our lender, and they keep telling me everything's okay, and then I get a letter saying that there's an auction date, and so I'm just, you know, I don't know what's going on. I talk to somebody new every time I call there, and I don't know who's telling me. I know one person tells me this, another one tells me that, and I'm ready to just, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Wow. I know, and some of the banks I know are based out of foreign countries, and that's a whole nother set of issues in itself. So I feel for you. You know, I could pull some comps to see what we could get for your house, but I need, you know, maybe could I do a quick walkthrough just to see what improvements you've done? I may know some investors that might want to buy your house now. I mean, Would that be of interest to you at all?
Yeah, that'd be fine. I mean, if there's some way I can help keep my credit from completely, plummeting to the bottom, that would be,
Yeah.
anything I can do to save some points on there. It's, I mean, it's low, but it's,
Yeah.
I'd rather not have a foreclosure if I can avoid it, because I don't think there's any way
Wow.
right now I can keep it. So, yeah, if we can, any way I can dump it.
Wow. My heart goes out to you and your family right now. I mean, we've all been through these things, and you will survive. And is there any other needs your family have right now? I have a lot of resources through KW. I mean, are the kids all taken care of? Everybody got back to school clothes and what
Yeah,
they
we
needed
have
for that?
Yeah, our family, we've got a pretty good sized family, so our kids are the youngest, and
Right.
so they get the hand-me-downs.
Right.
They're taken
Right.
care of.
Wow. Yeah, definitely. Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be over your way tomorrow morning. If it's okay with you, I'm going to pull some comps, and could I just do what tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon work, and I can do a quick stop by and
Sure.
walk through your
Sure.
house, and
Yeah.
I'll bring a sign with me. Maybe we'll go ahead and put a sign in the yard. Right now, things are selling. We're getting multiple offers over the asking price. Let's just see what we can do for you and get this thing sold. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, let's do it. Bring the sign.
Okay, we'll do it. Well, I will see you tomorrow morning. I'll shoot you a message in the morning, let you know I'm on my way. So glad
Okay.
I reached out to you. I'm going to do what I
Yeah.
can to help, okay?
I hope you can. Thank you.
Great. Okay, so that's another conversation, but another conversation I want you guys, a way that this conversation could have gone is, Max, well, we're going to have residuals if we do that. Elise, pretend like I'm calling you.
Oh, here
I'm
we
wanting to
go.
get, okay. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Elise?
Yes, it sure is.
Hey, this is Tiffany Survant with Keller Williams. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you today?
I'm great. Is your family surviving the COVID? Everybody making it okay through this?
We're doing pretty well. I was fortunate enough to take a new position where I can now work from home, and I don't really have to be out in the world unless I choose to be.
Wow, that's phenomenal. That's congratulations on that. I'm glad it went well for you. Hey, so the reason for my call today is, we're trying to jumpstart this economy again, and everybody's trying to get it going. So I'm calling all of my past clients and friends, people I know, and I'm just asking them one question. I'm basically asking for a referral. Do you know anybody that's thinking about selling in the next 30, 60, or buying or selling in the next 30, 60, 90 days? If you do, I would really appreciate their name and number, or maybe a connection, because we're doing everything we can to get the economy going.
Yeah, I'll definitely keep you in mind. It's funny that you say that, because we were kind of half-heartedly discussing putting our house on the market, but the real question is, where would we live once it was sold? And because we really don't want to be overpaying for a new property.
Well, I totally hear what you're saying there. The thing that you have to keep in mind, although you would be buying at a higher price, you're also selling at a higher price. So that kind of offsets each other. The only way you could really win, if you want to call it a win, is to sell high right now and then hold off, maybe rent until prices drop. But I have to be honest with you, Elise, I don't see prices dropping at the lake. And the reason I'm telling you that is buyers are coming from all over the United States to come to the Lake of the Ozarks, because we're open, for one, and they want to get out of the cities. There is a mass exodus out of the cities. So to be honest with you, it might be a great time for you to sell and buy now before the prices get any higher. So if you're at all considering it, I would say right now would be a good time.
That's awesome. My husband's not around right now, but I think he'd really enjoy furthering this conversation. So is there a way you could call me back like later today or something? We could work out a time.
That's great. I kind of remember your house because I sold it to you. What I can do is pull some comps and email them to you. And then, I don't know, what would 3 or 4 o'clock, we could do a conference call or even a Zoom. Would that work for you?
That would be fantastic.
Wonderful. Well, I will prepare some comps. I'm going to email those to you in advance so you have those and have a chance to discuss them. And then we'll set up a time. And if you are concerned about COVID or Corona or whatever, we can do a video tour. I have a photographer that will do a video tour of your home. If you don't want anybody coming through your house, I've sold 3 in the last week, sight unseen, other than by a video tour. So they kind of learn everything that they need to know through the inspections, and then we do a walkthrough at some point, but we don't base the contract on them actually getting into the property. So if that gives you any peace of mind, keep that in mind, that we can do a video tour and clients don't even have to come through your house. Does that sound like a win to you?
That sounds fantastic. I didn't even realize that that was an option. That gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's our new normal, I guess. It's our new normal. And well, I will prepare the comps and get them to you. And hey, if you know anybody else that's thinking about buying or selling in the next 30, 60, 90 days, if you wouldn't mind, share their contact info for me, because just like you, I mean, if they're thinking about moving up, now might be the time, because I don't see prices coming down. No matter what the economy does, people are still moving out of the city, and we're an open community, so they are moving here.
Is there a certain price range that you work with? Because my neighbors next door, man, their place is a dump, but they keep talking about wanting to move.
No, I work with everybody. Those are some of my favorite clients, the first-time home buyers. I have people on my team that cover all areas. If it's not something I can do, I have somebody that specializes in luxury, and I would probably point them towards the luxury clients. I will handle the other clients, the lower end clients, the deals are a little bit harder sometimes. That's my favorite. Real people. I like working with real people, so I will be glad to help them. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to send you a Zoom link, and we'll talk again around 3.
Perfect. I look forward to it. Thank you.
Thanks so much. All right, guys. You see what I'm repeating over and over and over again? 30, 60, and 90 days. Do you know anybody thinking about buying or selling in the next 30, 60, 90 days? Do you know anybody thinking about buying or selling in the next 30, 60, 90 days? Period, 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 period. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you somebody that I met him 3 years ago. He moved here from the Philippines. His name's Joseph Maxey. He's colorful. He's colorful, to say the least. He moved here. He moved to Cape Girardeau from the Philippines. He became a United States citizen. He did it all legally. The opportunity that we have here that he does not have there, he is running with that opportunity, because he's not afraid to ask. And he asks every single person he comes in contact with. Hi, my name is Joseph Maxey. I sell real estate. Do you know anybody that's thinking about buying or selling in the next 30, 60, 90 days? I'm going to show you a picture of this guy. All right. I'm going to share my screen. And Max knows who I'm talking about here. Colorful guy, but he went from nothing to where he's at now. And you may not want to dress like Joseph. Joseph is married and has a son and everything, but he's with Better Homes and Gardens now. He left KW. There were extenuating circumstances there, okay? But this is him. He is constantly on social media. These are all just people that he's just met. These are, let me minimize my screen. Oh shoot, let me go back. Okay. all day long. He's talking about, he's putting himself in a picture and showing a property. He eats out. He started his career by eating out all of his meals and asking the waitresses and everybody in the restaurant, do you know anybody that's thinking about buying or selling real estate in the next 30, 60, 90 days? That's some of his stuff. Go to Instagram and follow him and see what he's doing. He asks everybody, and everybody's his friend. And everybody, I just met a new friend. Every day, post all day long. The point of this is he's getting coffee several times a day, goes to different places. Who are you asking? Who do you know?
He has pictures tagged with Sierra, Jordan.
What, Elise?
He has several Facebook pictures. I just Facebook stalked him for a second, but because he and I aren't already friends, it shows me people that we have in common. And he has pictures with Sierra and Jordan.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he was pretty big in KW. He ran into a little bit of trouble. He didn't like to do paperwork and he got in trouble. I'm going to play this video for you, but he does these all the time. He's not dressed up here, but.
Good morning, and guess what's back? Your best day ever is back. And guess what? Welcome to September, and this month is going to be your best month ever. And today, Tuesday, it's going to be your best Tuesday ever. Your best Tuesday ever. Your best Tuesday ever. Let's do this. Let's go.
I'm here to tell you, he does it, guys. He's making it happen. Constantly, Rick can't stand it, but he's getting great listings, but he's doing what we're not willing to do. He's asking every single person, do you know of anybody that's thinking about buying or selling real estate in the next 30, 60, 90 days? If you're not asking that question to everybody you're coming in contact with, you're missing opportunities, because that's how you get referrals. Okay, so before we hop off of here, is there anybody else that has some questions that I can answer, or something you're struggling with, an area that you need an answer to? No? Nobody? You got any questions? Nobody got any questions? All right, guys. So I'm going to leave you with this. What is it we're going to ask everybody? John, what are we going to ask everybody?
If they know anyone who wants to buy or sell property in the
sell.
next 30, 60, 90 days.
Thank you for thinking about that, John. And if you think of somebody in the next week or so, just shoot me a text. I really appreciate it. We're doing everything we possibly can to stimulate this economy, and we can do this together. So I really appreciate any name that you get, and I'll treat them good just the way I treated you. I'll give them the white glove service too, okay? Well, they'll be taken care of. Got it? All right, guys. Go be fruitful. Go multiply, go make bunches of money, and holler at me if you have questions, okay? I know you guys can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. I don't have a college degree. On a Sunday, I decided to go to real estate school on a Monday. 34 years later, I've had a very profitable life just by digging in and following people that were successful. So go do it. I know you can. And I'm here for you anytime you need me, okay? Just reach out. All right. Talk to you all later.
Is Rick, am I still going with him on Friday?
I'd love for you to go with him on Friday. Make him nicer. Yeah. Just reach out to him, okay?
All right.
He needs your influence. He needs nice people around him, okay? All right, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.